Hello and welcome to round 2 of the 2019 Blue Challenge, coming to you today from the not so sunny Cotswolds as Formula Blue makes their annual visit to Rissington Kart Club, a track that a lot of the drivers like. Very high speed, very challenging, and then that really tight dogleg make this a very interesting track to drive, as we've seen from the first 3 heats today. As Heat 3 winner Duncan McLeod is going to be taking pole position from Heat 2 winner Anthony Cleo. Heat 1 winner Ben Pearson and the O-Plate Mitchell McLeod make up row 2 ahead of Russell O'Neill and Michael Bell. Then Taylor Waldron, Sarita Schoen, David Waldron and David Good round out the top 10 ahead of Philippe Essink, Kevin O'Neill, the novice Alex Fortune, and then the struggling Ron Schoen and Rob Mortimer, who hit trouble in the 3 heats so far today. With this track being relatively difficult to overtake at, a good start here is going to be key. So keep your eyes on the front of the grid. Another aspect that may come into play today is that both Duncan and Mitchell McLeod and Michael Bell all at the front running used tyres compared to the fresh rubber of Anthony Cleo, Ben Pearson and Russell O'Neill. This track, some say, can be used with old rubber to get good results, so we'll have to see how that pans out as we join them half around the formation lap using the full outer layout, where ordinarily you'd see the gearboxes screaming around. See they're coming round, beginning to form up, and there you can see it, the dogleg section, one of the tightest corners you'll see on any track in Britain is the first part of that dogleg. As the driver is now coming round towards the forming up point, and from here it's just one right and then onto the start straight to begin the race. You can hear briefly the birds chirping before the sound of 16,000 RPM two-stroke engines take over. And here we go, looking down the barrel of the start, and away they go, and it's a good start from Duncan McLeod, who moves across to cover from Anthony Cleo. Mitchell McLeod looking to get up the inside of him, and Ron Schoen and Kevin O'Neill at the back going side by side. Schoen looks to have made that pass stick. It's coming out of turn 3. That's Duncan McLeod leading ahead of Anthony Cleo. Mitchell McLeod still third ahead of Ben Pearson. Russell O'Neill in 5th, and Taylor Waldron's up to 6th ahead of Michael Bell. And then David Waldron's made a good start. He's gone from 9th to 8th, passing Sarita Schoen through the dogleg section there. That looks like Ron Schoen attacking Alex Fortune now. Fortune seems to be able to hold him off around the outside here through the 2 flat-out right-handers. And into the second to last corner of the first lap. Cleo thought about it, but is going to remain glued to the bumper of Duncan McLeod. Mitchell McLeod jumped Ben Pearson on that first lap, and Taylor Waldron all over the back of Russell O'Neill. Have to see how they fare coming through turn 3 and into turn 4. McLeod leading from Cleo, then McLeod, Pearson, and that's Taylor Waldron up to 5th, and then Russell O'Neill and Michael Bell side by side as they head down towards the dogleg. Top 4 get through okay, and that's Russell O'Neill sweeping around the outside. Bell looks to get very bogged down and is now going to be under attack from David Waldron as they come out of the dogleg section. But the lead group already starting to break away. McLeod and Cleo with a tiny gap to Mitchell McLeod and Ben Pearson. And Taylor Waldron now up to 5th as they come across the line. Another small gap behind Sarita Schoen. It's Philippe Essink holding on to 10th place ahead of David Good. Novice Alex Fortune are right in behind. And then Ron Schoen making up some places, up to 13th. Back to the front, Cleo and McLeod still nose to tail as they have been all day and all year really thus far. In behind them, Mitchell McLeod and Ben Pearson looking to get a strong result. And that's Russell O'Neill and Michael Bell ahead of David Waldron. We've lost Taylor Waldron somewhere. Not coming through. And that's Ron Schoen again looking at the inside of, I believe that's Alex Fortune again. As across the line we have McLeod, Cleo, McLeod, Pearson. And yes, Taylor Waldron is falling down the order. We can see a yellow flag being waved there. That's for turn 4. And there, yep, that's Taylor Waldron on the outside of turn 4, just pulling his car out the way. Something must have happened to Taylor Waldron. That was really unfortunate as he'd made up 2 places already off the start. But now Anthony Cleo looking to get back on the attack of Duncan McLeod. With Mitchell McLeod holding off Ben Pearson, and now Russell O'Neill and Michael Bell starting to break away from David Waldron and Sarita Schoen, and Sarita Schoen looking to the inside of David Waldron, but it's not going to happen this lap. Further back, Ron Schoen and Alex Fortune still side by side. But Fortune pulls a nose ahead, and Anthony Cleo has made the move for the lead. Cleo into the lead ahead of Duncan McLeod. That's 1-2, and there's David Waldron and Sarita Schoen battling hard still, and then a four-way fight for what will turn into 9th place, I believe, with Philippe Essink, David Good, Alex Fortune and Ron Schoen all involved. For the lead, Anthony Cleo. Now he's got clear air. Can he break away from Duncan McLeod, who thinks about it going into the dogleg? Of course, the more these two battle, the more the gap to Mitchell McLeod and Ben Pearson's going to come down. And you can just see how quick Russell O'Neill and Michael Bell are leaving David Waldron and Sarita Schoen behind because they're battling so hard. Rissington, remember, a tough track to overtake at. You need to be pretty brave in order to make anything stick. Cleo leads across the line again. I think it was a new fastest lap on that most recent time by from Anthony Cleo. There's the 4-kart train for 9th still going strong. Kevin O'Neill and Rob Mortimer still going and dueling at the back of the pack. As back towards the lead, McLeod again. Closing right up to the bumper of Anthony Cleo. Can he get the drive off the corner? Nope, stays in line. And look at how much the top 6 are breaking away now. Starting to really hit their stride as Sarita Schoen has a tight exit up the inside of David Waldron. She's going to make that move stick. That's for 7th place. So Sarita Schoen making progress. There's Duncan McLeod. Anthony Cleo looks like he's pulled a couple of kart lengths on him on this last lap. And Ben Pearson looking like he's all over the back of Mitchell McLeod for 3rd. Indeed they are. You couldn't even fit another car in that gap. Pearson's basically touching the bumper of McLeod. Cleo leads through the dogleg again ahead of Duncan McLeod. And Russell O'Neill beginning to catch Ben Pearson and taking Michael Bell with him. David Waldron has not given up the chase on Sarita Schoen. They're still bumper to bumper. And there's Philippe Essink, David Good and Alex Fortune. They've lost Ron Schoen from that group. I'll have to see what's happened to Ron. But across the line again, Anthony Cleo and Duncan McLeod. Extending the gap to Mitchell McLeod, Ben Pearson. Sarita Schoen and David Waldron in a bit of a world of their own right now, as indeed we have lost Ron Schoen off the back of this group. Kevin O'Neill and Rob Mortimer have both been classified ahead of him. If we can spot, there he was, Ron Schoen coming into the left-hander there, you see briefly in the background. Well, I think Russell O'Neill you can class as being in this battle for 3rd now, as Pearson still can't find a way past Mitchell McLeod. Sarita Schoen still ahead of David Waldron in another 3-man battle. Philippe Essink, David Good and the novice Alex Fortune having a good fight there. And across the line again, Ben Pearson still looking at the back of Mitchell McLeod. I think if Mitchell makes any mistake, Ben Pearson's going to be through into 3rd. And Philippe Essink holding off David Good and Alex Fortune as there's Ron Schoen. Must have a problem just cruising around to get to the finish at this point, letting the leaders by. There's a more up-close version of Ron Schoen as he's getting out the way, taking the cut through. As the 3rd to 6th place is really closing up now, as the top 2 have started to pull away. Cleo and McLeod, they seem to be the class of the field this season. Then the battle in behind is raging on, as that's Alex Fortune and David Good looking at going side by side. With Russell O'Neill now in the shadow of Ben Pearson and Mitchell McLeod. That's a great battle, 3-way for 3rd at the moment. Sarita Schoen and David Waldron still fighting as David Good has lost a position to Alex Fortune, so the novice making progress. Rob Mortimer passes Kevin O'Neill on that lap as well, off camera. As there's the battle that's raging on. Mitchell McLeod, Ben Pearson and now Russell O'Neill definitely with them. In fact, O'Neill looks to be closer to Pearson than Pearson is to McLeod at this point. As Essink, Fortune and Good still battling away. As Anthony Cleo started to get a little bit of a gap on Duncan McLeod now. Could this be it? The new tyres of Cleo proving dividend. Still, Michael Bell looking to close in on the back of the McLeod-Pearson-O'Neill battle for 3rd. can see that really is a train, a 4-cart train at this point. Now, will anyone try anything into the dogleg on this lap? Doesn't appear to be so, but you can throw a blanket over these four. Great close racing. Just behind them, another close battle. That's David Waldron still on the back bumper of Sarita Schoen. And then the 3-man battle with Essink and Good, and that's Ron Schoen gesticulating to Duncan MacLeod to go by. And where's Cleo gone? He's dropped out of the top 5 now. There he is, Anthony Cleo definitely has a problem. That kart is not at full racing speed. Sarita Schoen and David Waldron are going to come up behind him any second now. What has happened to Anthony Cleo? Whatever it is, it's given Duncan MacLeod a huge lead. And then the battle now is for second place between Mitchell MacLeod, Ben Pearson, Russell O'Neill and Michael Bell. There's Ron Schoen cruising around. His daughter Sarita coming up to lap him now with David Waldron in tow. And that's Anthony Cleo coming to a stop there. And that's Philippe Essink lost a place to Alex Fortune in that battle that's now for 8th place. Now Duncan MacLeod leading by quite a way at this point, and then 4 in a line still for second place. One mistake from any of these guys could see them losing 3-4 places. As Sarita Schoen and David Waldron there officially up to 6th and 7th now, in a bit of a world of their own. And then Alex Fortune and Philippe Essink still battling hard with David Good in tow. Ron Schoen just cruising around for a finish at this point. Must be something seriously wrong with that kart. There's Rob Mortimer and Kevin O'Neill still in close proximity to each other, battling. We see the lead gap to the top 4, and then to 6th and 7th. David Waldron still not giving up the chase quite yet. As we see on to the last lap, Duncan MacLeod. And into second place, that's Mitchell MacLeod, but 3rd and 4th and 5th have changed. That's Ben Pearson down to 5th. Russell O'Neill up to 3rd and Michael Bell up to 4th. They must have snuck past on the exit of the left-hander. So all changing on the last lap. Duncan MacLeod's basically got this in the palm of his hand as they come past the slow Anthony Cleo. It appears he's got some sort of tyre deflation or puncture or something like that. But Duncan MacLeod rounds the dogleg ahead of Mitchell MacLeod, Russell O'Neill, Michael Bell and Ben Pearson. Will any of them be able to be close enough into the final couple of corners to try anything? Doesn't look quite so, although they're closing up. But the winner of the race can be greeted by the checkered flag this time round is Duncan MacLeod, who's going to be second. That's the smoking Ron Schoen. And there's Mitchell MacLeod second, and a very happy Russell O'Neill and Michael Bell finishing 3rd and 4th with Ben Pearson hot on their heels for 5th. Just behind them, there's Sarita Schoen, having pulled a bit of a gap to David Waldron in the final few laps. And an impressive result, 8th place for the novice Alex Fortune, ahead of Philippe Essink and David Good rounding out the top 10. Anthony Cleo there making it to the finish, as does Rob Mortimer, just pipping Kevin O'Neill. So 14 finishers of the 15 that started. Taylor Waldron broke down, which is really unfortunate for him, as there's Father David who's going to slow down now just to check on Taylor to see what's up as the rest of the drivers head back down to the pit lane, and they're going to begin getting ready for the next round, which is going to be in a few weeks back at Dunk as well.